Okay, so today I want to present about lab. So the lab requires two router connected through copper. So the purpose of this presenting it is about to configure FTP services using Huawei routers. So the goal of this lab is to set up one router as an FTP server and another as a client, so they can transfer file securely through network. So the first step I do is I set up the environment, which is change to system view and system R1. Same goes to S2. And then I also set up the IP address for R1 is 0.12.1, for R2 is 0.12.224. And then I verified the command using ping command, so I get the reply, which is it is already connected. Next, I use dir command to know which file currently we have, or we can also use pwd command. I use that dir, and we can see there is no vrpcfg.zip file. So attribute here, D stands for directory. If there is F, it stands for file. Okay, and then the next step is I will have to enable FTP services on R1. So after preparing the environment, I enable the FTP services on R1 with FTP. So if I look at the requirement here, I need to enable FTP first. So I have done it. Okay, this set default FTP directly flash, FTP server enable, set default FTP directory flash, and then this tells the router where to store or read files when an FTP connection is met. Okay, so after that, I will configure user authorization for FTP users to access the server. So first, I made a password. I made a command to add new users. So the user is Sophia. Password is Sophia123. And then, okay, so I have done the adding the user, and to confirm, to verify the FTP was running, I use the command display FTP server, which here listening port 21, which confirmed that the service was active and listening on port 21. Next, I am going to create. So I also have already create the user, which is I have mentioned before, and okay, and wait, I didn't find the local display FTP server. Local user FTP. Oh, this one. Local user Huawei privilege level 15 and local user Huawei FTP directory flash. I also added. We can also add as setting like access limit and add timeout to restrict the session. Okay, so to verify, I run display local username Huawei to confirm that the user is active and has the right permission. Okay, so here. Okay, and then when the session is time out, I need to enter the FTP back. Okay, so now I have to connecting on R2. So now on R2, I connected to FTP server on R1 using FTP 0.012.1 here, and then I log in with the Sophia account. So password doesn't show here, so we can check there is no v, VRPCFG account. So on inside the FTP mode, I use dir to list the file from R1 flash directory, because on FTP R2 is actually the file from R1. So once inside this mod, I want to check whether the directory is correct. So I use the binary command to switch to binary transfer mode to avoid file corruption. Okay, as we can see here, previously there is no VRCP zip account. So I saved it on our router one. I saved it. So as we can see, after I save, there is our vrpcfg.zip account the file, and then I will have to download vrcp zip from R1 and rename it as vrpnew.zip. So to do that, I have to on R2 I have to put a command, which is get vrpcfg.zip vrpnew.zip. Okay, and then the port command, okay, and here transfer complete. So to check, I go to the R1 and use commander. So when I use commander, as we can see, after I use commander here, okay, first of all vrpcfg, and then wait, and then I use on R2 dir f vrp new.zip. Okay, so now I have confirmed that the file was successfully received by R2 directory with dir, as you can see here. And then the next step is I uploaded the file back to R1. Since the previous session was closed, I have to start a new FTP session from R2, switch to binary mode again, and use put vrp. I have to use put vrp new. Here, I already do that. I have to use a command put vrpnew.zip to vrpnew2.zip to upload the file. As you can see here, after I have done the command and check it, okay, we can see there is a file named vrpnew.2 was present. It was present, and I have confirmed it. Finally, I clean up by deleting the uploaded files using the delete command on both routers. This to ensure the flash storage stays organized. So I use delete flash, and then I press yes, and deleting the flash succeeded. And also for R2, I also delete the flash command. So I have learned some useful command for this is pwd to check the current FTP directory, display FTP server to confirm FTP status, display local user to check the configuration. So to save vrpcfg.zip, which to backup the router configuration. So in summary, what I learned on this lab is I've configured an FTP server on R1 and created a secure user connected from R2 and perform both file download and upload. This lab helped me that it made me understand the important to verify directories whether it on the right location, and we also can manage users and using FTP commands to properly on Huawei routers. Thank you.